All right, the next thing that we have that you should also know is something called typefaces. Basically, it's fonts. So let's say we have this written. So fatafat. Okay. Now PHAT, and then it's being repeated again. So a lot of times what you will notice is that when the question is given, there will be some alphabets that will be given as references, and you will have to construct the others. So let's say we have to create these four. Okay, so the first four alphabets till here. So the first alphabet we have is a P, which means they will give you some references. So let's say they have written the remaining alphabets, which means let's say they've given you an A, they have given you a B, and they have given you a C as well. Okay, let's say they've given you these alphabets and they want you to draw a P. Now what you will have to do is you will have to take this height. So the height should remain the same for all alphabets, as you may notice over here too. Height is the same. Similar to the height, this width will also be kind of uniform. So let's say this is the width. Therefore, we are going to make the width here as well the same. So this is the so-called rectangle within which we need to write the P. Now, of these three alphabets, you may choose to say that if I just look at this part of the B and that part of the B, I should get the P. So I will have to then figure out what thickness of the alphabet has been given to me. I will mark that over here, and I will mark that over there, and I will draw my other vertical line. So this gives me the bar of the P. Now, similar to that, this part will also have a certain thickness, and so will this part. So figure out where this is. You can extend that into your rectangle and say that, okay, this is where the P needs to end. I must take this distance, mark it over here, take the same distance over here, mark it over here, and I choose to get these two in place. That's the height which needs to convert into a semicircle. So I find the midpoint. This distance I mark over here and I mark over there. I can choose to make a light line over here. Using this, I intersect somewhere there. That as my compass pin, that as my radius, I will make an arc over here. Then I expand it and I put the pencil here. The pin remains there, and I expand this. And that is more or less how you will get the P. So what you have to remember is work with this thickness that has been given to you for the bar or for the C. And along with that, then you look at the references that you can use to figure your alphabets. So let's say same way you have been given an S. Usually they love giving an S because the S is a little complicated. In the S, what you will have to remember is this thickness will obviously remain the same. So what you first do is you find this midpoint and you find this midpoint. You can choose to make a line over here. The same distance you mark over here, you mark over here, you mark over here, and you mark over here. Intersect, you will get one center. Intersect, you will get one more center. You can take this as your compass, make an arc over here, but do not join it all the way here. Keep it somewhere till there. Thickness must be maintained, therefore radius can be reduced to get your second arc somewhere till there. Same thing you do, but this time from this side, so you get a full arc till here and a half arc somewhere till there. Reduce, and you may choose to make this too. What you can do is you can make this, and while you're making this, you can make that. Then when you expand, you do that and you do this. Now, once this is done, now visually what you'll have to do is this part of the S will need to go and meet up over there. And similarly, this part of the S will remain, the width you will have to maintain, and you will have to bring it over here and join it in there. So once you've done that by hand, then and with light lines, then you can choose to take your pencil to darken it out. But when you darken it out, please make sure that you give them a single line. Don't give them a line which looks like a hairy line. It's not a bear. It's a simple S that needs to be constructed. So you try to work with your line quality and you give them an S. If you end up giving them this, you are not going to be marked. This looks like some comic character who's going to run away. So please don't do this. Try to keep it as simple as possible. This is also true when somebody asks you to make a line. You don't have to make a line like this. You are not really achieving much. You're giving many lines. So work on these lines too. These lines help. So we will do practice of this when we start doing the product design paper, because sketching is an important part. But for now, don't worry about that. But yes, when you're creating the S, this is how you will do it. P you already know, A already know, C you already know. Most of the alphabets you know. This is something that you should also know. We will work on this after the exams also.